Hello and welcome to the spoken tutorial on forms in HTML. In this tutorial, we will learn about forms and how to create a simple form in HTML. To practice this tutorial, you should have knowledge of HTML. If not, then go through the corresponding tutorials on this website. To record this tutorial, I am using Ubuntu Linux 16.04 operating system, HTML5, gedit text editor, Firefox web browser. However, you may use any other editor or browser of your choice. The files used in this tutorial are available in the code files link on this tutorial page. Please download and extract them. Forms are generally used to collect some information from the user. It can be a registration form, login form, survey, billing form, or any other form which collects data. To create web forms, HTML provides some form elements for different needs. The elements are label, input, text area, select, data list, output, field set, button. We will learn them one by one with an example. For this demonstration, we will create a simple user registration form like this. Open an empty file in a text editor. Type the code as shown here. Save the file as mywebform.html. For this demonstration, I have already done this. To create a form, we have to include the form tag. It has both start and end tags. I will add the form tag after the h3 heading tag. The first information which we want to get from the user is first name. Next to the form start tag, type first name. To get the input from the user, we will use the input element. Type input within angular brackets. The input tag does not have an end tag. To get input from the user, we can use any one of the following input types based on our requirement. To get the name details, we will use the input type as text. So, inside the input tag, type equal to within double quotes text. Next to the input tag, let me add a break tag for better alignment. Save the file. Open the file mywebform.html in a web browser. I will be using Firefox web browser for this purpose. Observe the output. The text user registration form is displayed. Then first name along with an empty text box is displayed. Suppose we want to send the collected data to another form or to a database. We will add the name attribute to the form elements. Let me do that now. Switch to the text editor. Inside the input tag, next to the type attribute, we will type name equal to within double quotes fname. The input which I am going to get from the user using this element is first name. So here I have given the value for the name attribute as fname. However, you can give any other unique value of your choice. Please note that this will not make any change in the visual appearance. Notice here, we have written the text first name manually. HTML has a form element for labels also. Let us try that. Replace the words first name with the line as shown here. Here I have used the tag label. It has both start and an end. Inside the tag, I have written the first name along with the bold tag. Inside the label start tag, I have added an attribute for and fname as a value to it. Notice that I have given the same value in label for and input name. This is to map the label and the input field. As I mentioned earlier, these will not make any change in the displayed output. This will be helpful only when we are sending this data to another page or to a database. So far, I have created a form to get the first name. Likewise, let me add another piece of code to get the last name. Type the code as shown here. Save the file. Switch to the browser and refresh the page. Observe the output. Now we have the fields to get first name and last name. Next, we will add 3 more fields to get email address, password, and retype password. Switch back to the editor. Next to last name, type the code as shown. Here, I have set the input type as email. During the form submission, this will verify whether the input is a valid email address or not. In the password field, I have set the input type as password. So, when we type a password, this input type will display that password as a special character. So, others cannot see what we are typing. Save the file. Switch to the browser and refresh the page. Now we have 5 fields: first name, last name, email, password, and retype password. Let me enter some values in these fields. First name as Praveen, last name as yes, email as editor.spokentutorial@gmail.com. Enter password as 12345. While typing the password, notice that it is showing dots instead of the password. In the retype password field, type the same password once again. Notice that here also we see dots instead of our typed password. So far, we have created a form to fill some details from the user. To make the form complete, we have to provide a button element as well. Button element is used to perform an action when the button is clicked. For example, store the input data in a database, send the form values to another page or script to perform another action, or to display some message on the same page. For this demonstration, we will create a button to display a message after form submission. Switch to the text editor. Next to the retype password line, type the code as shown here. The button tag has both a start and an end. I have set the display name for the button as submit. Inside the button start tag, I have set an attribute called onClick and the value as alert registration complete. If we click the submit button, then the browser will display a message, registration complete. Save the file. Switch to the browser and refresh the page. We now see the submit button. In this example, I have not done any form validation to check for empty fields or incorrect data. So, without filling the fields, I can simply click on the submit button. And the browser will show a pop-up window with the message, Registration complete. Click on OK to close this pop-up window. So far, we have learned to create a simple form to get some data from the user. We will learn more about forms in the upcoming tutorial. With this, we have come to the end of this tutorial. Let us summarize. In this tutorial, we have learned about forms and form elements, input, label and button, input types, text, email and password in HTML. As an assignment, create a file, myloginform.html, to get the following details from the user: email address, password, and name the button as login. The video at the following link summarizes the spoken tutorial project. Please download and watch it. The Spoken Tutorial project team conducts workshops and gives certificates. For more details, please write to us. Please post your timed queries in this forum. Spoken Tutorial project is funded by MHRD, Government of India. This is Praveen from IIT Bombay signing off. Thank you for joining.